Hi, it's Annie, with my mental health hat on, I suppose, just to share a few ideas that I had from working with people who are struggling emotionally with life anyway, and obviously, our isolation at the moment is not going to help that, but that's all of us at some point or other, isn't it? So hopefully there'll be something helpful here for all of us. For some people who have very good ways of getting through difficult times, those of you who were around in war years, for example, this one might feel a bit like teaching grandma to suck eggs. So if it does, then obviously just switch off. um, so some ideas: stay connected. We're really grateful to David and Ruth for helping to keep us all connected, and Caroline, the people that are setting up the WhatsApp groups and doing the YouTube videos. That's really helpful and is going to bless us all. Often when you get a bit bogged down and lonely, you don't feel like staying connected. If you just can push yourself to pick the phone up, 3 minutes in, you'll be really glad that you did. So stay connected is the first one. Get creative is the next one. That could be artwork, knitting, playing the piano, doing something new, learning a language, whatever it is that you've always wanted to do and not had time to do, or that you love doing but normally don't have much time to do. Now's a really good time to get creative. We can all be knitting stars for next Christmas, or sewing them, or whatever it is that you want to do. Reading our books that we shared for Lent. So stay connected, get creative, including in how we get through this next period. Have structure. Um, it's quite hard to just wander through the day. The days drag. So having some kind of structure, even if we don't have to go out to work and we're not in a rush, is really important. Try and be positive. And that can be a matter of training our minds, even if we don't feel positive, training our minds to say something positive. If we can think something scary, but then think, no, hang on, how else could I put that and change it into a positive? That will actually help to help us to feel different. How we think affects how we feel. So it's a case of trying to change habits. Some people are naturally optimists anyway. Some of us are naturally pessimists and need to train ourselves to stop and think, no, actually, that isn't necessarily going to be like that. I'm going to think of the most positive possible outcome. Get outside, or if you can't get outside, look outside. Just open a window and look outside for 3 minutes and study a tree or something. It might not seem like a big thing, but it makes a big difference. And we're still going to be allowed to get outside and go for walks as long as we stay away from each other. So the National Trust have opened all their grounds so that you can just go in for free and wander around. So let's make the most of that. Be inspired. Look for things which inspire you. Look for people who are writing online, who are writing things which inspire us. I might share one or two that I've read recently. Read the Bible. We've got more time at home than usual. Let's read the Bible and see what jumps out at us and inspires us. See what we learn from it and share it with each other. That would be a very good use of our time. I've put get defiant. I think there's a sort of British spirit, isn't there, that came out in the war that was, we're not going to be beaten by this, we're never going to give up, and we need to find that again, just at the moment. We're not talking war, but we are talking very unusual times, and difficult times. That for most of us, this will be one of the strangest times that we've lived through. So, let's get defiant and let's be determined that we're going to make something good out of it. Pray. Oh, let's pray every day. Let's pray for each other. Let's pray for ourselves. Let's pray for the situation in the world. Let's turn it all back to God. When the Jesus was walking across the water and the disciples were frightened when the waves were high and the boat was nearly sinking. He just asked them to have faith, didn't he? He asked them to have faith and to trust him. So let's all try and do that. Being real and honest is actually really helpful to us at the moment. I don't know about you, but the YouTube video that Ruth and David did, David asked Ruth how she was. She said, "Oh, I'm tickety-boo." So that was the cheerful bit. And then she said, "Actually, I was quite lonely last night." That was the real bit, which is, it's so helpful for us to be real with each other as well. So I thought that was just the right balance of trying to be cheerful, but also being real with each other. We're going through this together. Stay informed about what's going on, because that's useful to know, but I would really ration the time spent on the news. It's so easy to fill our heads with so much negative, miserable news that it really gets us down. And to laugh. If there's something that makes you laugh on the television, find it. If you like Miranda Hart, watch her. If you've got a friend that you always laugh with, ring them up and stay on the phone until you get to the point where you're laughing together. Laughter is very important. Self-kindness and caring routines. Sometimes just a little thing, picking a daffodil out of the garden and putting it somewhere where you can see it. Some little thing that just makes you feel loved and special can pick your mood up. So look for the little things. I do a gratitude journal where usually every day I try to write down things that I'm grateful for. And over the time I've been doing it, I found that it's even more important on the days when it's hard to find things to be grateful for. It's even more important to do the gratitude journal. And even if I have to write, do you know what, today has been really, really difficult, but I'm very grateful for, and find something even in the difficult times to be grateful for. It's wonderful to look back and see all the amazing things there are to be grateful for. Help someone else. Get the focus off ourselves and how we feel and our anxiety, and help somebody else. If you have a few free moments, you could sit down, you could write a list of all the people that you know and try and think of ways that you could bless them. And let's be patient. This too will pass. We will get through to the other side of this. So let's try to get there with grace and patience. If you believe in God, then praying and reading the Bible is really going to help you. Knowing that somebody bigger than you is in charge is a real blessing. If that's not your thing, then maybe you believe in some other kind of higher power, but if you don't, then maybe now's a good time to look into it, because it certainly is a blessing to know that ultimately we're not in charge. Someone bigger than us and more loving than us is in charge. Just as I was doing this, I noticed this picture behind me, and it's quite a familiar Jack Vettriano picture, and it's people dancing in the rain, so that felt quite significant. Let's try and dance in the rain. Okay, lots of love, and I'm here if anyone wants to get in touch with me. Thank you. Bye-bye.